Alright, it's time to do my first actual YouTube video. So what are we going to review? Intacto? Not yet. Carrie? Still not sure I can do scary. 12 Angry Men? We've done it already. The Bible? No, but that does give me an idea. Because, I've got Deadpool 1 and 2 and a movie ticket for Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's review Marvel Jesus. Okay, this first Deadpool film, just such a great origin story. And it's a great introduction to the Ryan Reynolds version of Deadpool. This one's directed by Tim Miller, written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. And I tell you, this has got to be one of the best origin films since Iron Man. I am Iron Man! Or maybe the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Uncle Ben!
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Also spoilers. Hey.
But story-wise, that's all it really is. It's a quick origin story with an introduction to the character. That's the primary purpose here. Yeah, it's kind of a proof of concept of what Deadpool can be in film form, but that doesn't diminish a thing, because I'm here for it. It is an absolutely insane, action-packed thrill ride. I really loved every bit of this. Even though the story bits only really happen in the first half of the film and the rest is just jokes, dismemberment, and exploding heads, this was one of the best Valentine days I ever had. And yes, me and my wife did have chimichangas beforehand. Actually, she wasn't my wife at the time, but that's another point. Looking at the characters and the casting for this movie, obviously Ryan Reynolds was perfect. A lot of this was kind of his dream. But Marina Baccarin as Vanessa was so good. Probably my biggest issue here was with the villains. Ajax and whatever Gina Carano's character's name was. Alright, let's just scroll past the top cast down here. And full cast and crew. Let's see. Gina Carano. Angel Dust. Yeah, they didn't really feel like a threat. Still, outside of that, I gotta say the characters were spot on for what I wanted from this movie. The place where Deadpool really shines is with the visuals. From the slow-mo intro, that is just... it rocks you from the very start of the movie to even the opening credits. How the shots are done, the slow-mos, oh my gosh, the slow-mos are golden. Even then, at the end credits, there's so much charm to these visuals. They did such a good job with this movie. For something that a lot of people were saying was just going to be a flop, because who really cares about Deadpool? Well, I tell you this, a lot of people really care about Deadpool, and this movie did that character justice. Another place that Deadpool just hit the mark was with the audio. I remember watching the early trailer, thinking, man, this is so good, matching the audio here with the screen, the visuals, but when you see the whole movie, it's just like, bam, punch right to the face. Everything was so well synced up. Now, that's not going to say they didn't do it better later, but for the first movie in a franchise, holy crap, they did a good job with this.
Okay, so the last thing I judge every movie on is the day after effect. How do you feel about the movie the day after when you've had a chance to sit on it? The movie, not Deadpool, though I am sure he would enjoy that. Anyways, Deadpool, even with his lack of real substantive story, is a super fun ride. It's the perfect introduction and proof of concept that Yes, an R-rated superhero movie can be amazing and it can sell well. Take note, Disney. Okay, so the final number here on Deadpool, I've got to give it an 88 out of 100. Now, let's go watch Deadpool 2.
While Deadpool may not have had much of a story, Deadpool 2 had a story. Don't remember what it was for the most part, but it had a story. So let's see. You had Russell. He just stuck stuff up his butt and then wanted to murder people. I mean, justifiably, yes, but still. Then you had the X-Force.
Like, I love Terry Crews, but I had to look up to see who Terry Crews played. I couldn't remember that it was Bedlam.
Just the story here is so boring. I mean, it has its highlights, and it's better than a lot of other movies out there, but this is not a movie that I'm going to go back to for the story. Characters, yes. Story, no. This movie had 2 characters introduced that were fantastic. Sugar Bear and Domino. Oh my gosh, Domino should have her own movie. Zazie Beetz was the perfect casting option. But then when you have them on one side, on the flip side, you have Russell and you have Cable. I don't know if Cable was just that poorly written of a character, or if Josh Brolin just didn't really live up, but wow, Cable is so forgettable in this movie. And he shouldn't be. I love Cable in the cartoon and the comics, but this guy's a joke. Funny enough, the visuals here are actually probably some of the best in any of the Deadpool movies. They really refined from the first film, and the Colossus Juggernaut fight, so good. Just really fantastic. Yeah, I gotta say, I was not displeased with the visuals here at all. Personally, probably the highlight of the movie for me, because the fight scenes, the intro, everything. Like, the best scenes in the movie, the ones that stick out to me, is the early scene where Deadpool goes on a trip around the world killing criminals and gangsters and all that. And, yeah, then it's the fight between Juggernaut and Colossus. They just stick out so well. Oh, then there's the whole Deadpool being Deadpool with the time machine thing at the end. But, yeah. Alright, so what about the audio in this one? The music, the sound design, all that crap? Well, they recycle some stuff from the first movie, which isn't bad. And there's a few times where the music really kind of fed the moment, like anytime Deadpool got something poking through his head. That was pretty good. The sound effects were what I expected. Nothing outrageously good. But most of the audio, most of the music, I just don't remember. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but it's certainly not memorable. It's not something that sticks out here.
So yeah, Deadpool 2, not my favorite. The story, I just didn't care for. Russell's prison pocket is the only thing I really remember about him after seeing the movie the day after. And Cable was such a disappointment. But man, if I didn't love Domino and Sugar Bear. But this was still a fun movie to watch. It's just not one that leaves that lasting impression on you. So, yeah, this one only gets a 76 out of 100. Still a good movie. But we could probably do better in the next one, right? Let's go watch Deadpool and Wolverine.
I asked and they delivered. We got something better than Deadpool 2. And hell, I'm going to say we got something better than the first Deadpool movie. Whew! Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, the story here, they're shoving a lot into a little space. if they did what I think they wanted to do with this movie, it would have been a 10-hour long movie. It's not 10 hours. It's only like, what, 2.5? But I tell you, I was glued to the screen the whole time. This is not only the extension of Deadpool into the MCU, which I still don't know how they're going to pull off. I don't think it'll go well. But this movie did go well. And it was also an homage to all of the stuff that went on at Fox. And, man alive, I gotta say, the story was a little, higgledy-piggledy? I think that's a good word. But, yeah, it was still fantastic. I'm ready to watch this movie again. Characters and casting, how did this go? Amazing. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. First off, Jennifer Garner's back as Elektra.
Okay, I know everybody out there probably hates the Elektra movie. I didn't hate the Elektra movie. I loved the Elektra movie. Jennifer Garner was a badass as Elektra, so I'm glad to see her back.
Then you have Channing Tatum as Gambit, and oh, I was so afraid that Channing Tatum was going to screw that part up, so I didn't want him to make the movie, and now I'm so sad because he was amazing, and I wanted to see that movie. Hugh Jackman has not lost it. In fact, he's a better Wolverine than ever. I so like this version of Wolverine over the Logan version, and I gotta say, I love seeing Rob Delaney back as Sugar Bear, Peter. I couldn't remember his name from the last movie, but it's Peter, because every Deadpool has a Peter. The more you know. And then Emma Corrin playing Cassandra Nova has got to be one of the best villains I have seen in a comic book movie. Hey everybody, it's Yoder. I wanted to interrupt here to let y'all know, because you're probably going to find out anyways, there's some drama with this video, you know. Jester Wicket was supposed to be in it, but she kept showing up dressed as Spider-Man, and we kept telling her it's Deadpool. She says, I want to be Spider-Man. So, yeah, that's why she was removed from the video. There was no ill intent or anything. It's just what it is. Yeah, now you know, so. And then you get into the visuals, and holy crap, Disney, do y'all not have a budget for visual effects? I mean, seriously, the first two movies, as far as visuals go, were amazing. Then we get to Deadpool and Wolverine, and y'all just kind of crap the bed? Okay, to be fair, fight scenes were amazing. Especially the fight scene in the Honda Odyssey. How much Honda had to pay to be in this movie, I don't know. But I kind of want a Honda Odyssey now. Anyways, that's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. It's the best fight scene in a Deadpool movie yet. And the Deadcore fight, it wasn't much of a fight, but man, it was good. And I gotta say, then you have, in the middle of that fight, Wolverine and Deadpool jumping out of the bus. And that was the point where I was just like, this is embarrassing. Disney, y'all have some money. Y'all should be able to do better than this. Fox could. And apparently they didn't have enough money to not sell out. Yeah, the CGI was so bad. But the fights are good. Fights are fantastic. I will give y'all that. And I'm so glad that somebody looked at Deadpool 2 and said, man, we really screwed up the music here. Maybe we can do better. And they did. The music here was so on point. It was so good. I don't know if it was with Sean Levy directing or who really made the music choices, but they did good here. And the sound design, oh my gosh, there are random jokes in the background, but there are also random sounds in the background that will kind of like just pop your attention every now and then. And I gotta say, they're pretty good. So, yeah, it's been a couple of days now since I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. And, my mind is still rattled. It was so good. They did so much right by this movie. I think the additional writer actually helped kind of shore up the story.
and all of the cameos and everything I loved. If you're a Deadpool fan, you're going to love this movie. And personally, I think this is one of the best superhero movies I may have ever seen. I have to give Deadpool and Wolverine a 90 out of 100. That puts it right in what I consider my must-see movie score. So, yeah, don't sleep on this one. It's so good. Does anybody else think that Emma Corrin is kind of making Psycho and Bald pretty hot? No? Just me? I'm okay with it. What are you still doing here? Go do something useful. I'll see y'all in the next one.